Have you ever looked up at the night sky? I mean, really looked, far away from the bright lights of our cities, out where the darkness is deep and the stars are countless. For as long as we have been human, we have stared into that vast, dark ocean above. We have wondered, are we alone? What is our place in this grand, silent universe? This question is not new. It is as old as our own consciousness. It connects every one of us across every generation in every corner of our small blue world. It is the great mystery that drives us to explore. We build tools to help us see farther. And now we have sent a new eye into the heavens. To answer the oldest questions, we needed a new kind of eye. We needed a telescope unlike any other ever built. It is not just another telescope. It is a time machine. A giant golden eye sent 1 million miles away from Earth, to escape the noise and the heat of our own world, to see the universe in a light invisible to our eyes, a light carrying the secrets of the dawn of time. Webb is built to capture that ancient stretched light. It is a cold telescope operating in the deep freeze of space, so its own heat doesn't mask faint signals. Its mirror is a work of art, a giant honeycomb of 18 golden hexagons over 21 feet wide. This mirror collects as much light as possible, letting us see incredibly faint, faraway objects. Since it first opened its golden eye, the James Webb Space Telescope has been rewriting our books on astronomy. The images it sends back are not just beautiful, they are filled with data. We are seeing some of the very first galaxies that ever formed, just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. The telescope has also given us a new look at places closer to home. Jupiter's auroras, the rings of Neptune, incredible detail. Perhaps most exciting, Webb can analyze the light that passes through an exoplanet's atmosphere. This tells us what gases are present. It is like reading a chemical fingerprint from trillions of miles away. We look for gases like oxygen, methane, water vapor, biosignatures that might hint at life. The Webb has already found water vapor and complex molecules in exoplanet atmospheres. The discovery was made while the telescope was studying a small, rocky exoplanet named K2-18b. This planet is about 120 light-years away from us. In cosmic terms, that is a neighbor just down the street. K2-18b is what we call a Hycean world, a planet with a deep liquid water ocean covering its entire surface and a thick atmosphere rich in hydrogen. It is larger than Earth, a super-Earth, but it exists in the habitable zone of its star, the Goldilocks region where liquid water is possible. For months, scientists used the Webb telescope to carefully study the light from K2-18b's star as the planet passed in front of it. They were looking for the telltale signs of life. They found methane, they found carbon dioxide. These are exciting finds as both can be produced by living organisms. In the atmospheric data from K2-18b, the Webb telescope detected the clear signature of a molecule called dimethyl sulfide, or DMS. On Earth, DMS is produced almost exclusively by life, phytoplankton. It's the sulfuric smell of the sea. Finding it on a distant planet was a shock. The data was checked and rechecked. The signal was clear. It was really there. A gas that, on our planet, is an undeniable product of biology, was present in the atmosphere of a water world 120 light-years away. It was a loud, clear whisper from a distant world, suggesting that its oceans might be teeming with some form of life. The concern here did not come from the presence of dimethyl sulfide itself. The real worry came from what was missing. Phytoplankton and other biological processes create DMS. They also produce a whole suite of other organic gases, but those were absent. There was a huge amount of DMS, far more proportionally than we've ever seen in Earth's atmosphere. Yet many other accompanying organic compounds were completely absent. It was almost as if something was producing only this one specific gas, and nothing else. This is not how biology, as we know it, works. And this led to a chilling hypothesis. What if the source of the DMS wasn't natural? What if it was artificial? On Earth, we isolate and produce specific compounds using industrial processes. The chemical signature in K2-18b's atmosphere looked less like the breath of a biosphere and more like the exhaust from a massive industrial process. To produce that much DMS and have it be the dominant isolated biosignature would require industrial output far beyond anything humanity has ever conceived. It would mean that the entire planet was being used for some singular, focused purpose, and that purpose had drastically altered the chemistry of its world. The whisper of life had become a shout of industry. If this is evidence of an advanced technological civilization, it's also a portrait of a world fundamentally changed by that civilization. What if this isn't a sign of a thriving civilization, but the ghost of one? The silence of other biosignatures is what's truly terrifying. The planet K218b could be a tombstone, a monument to a civilization that failed to manage its own growth. It's a cautionary tale, floating in the darkness of space. The universe may not be hostile, but it may contain the quiet remnants of those who lost the battle against their own success. It's a sobering thought. When these findings began to circulate, the reaction among scientists was not one of celebration. It was one of quiet, sober reflection. The initial thrill quickly became awe and dread. They pored over the data, running every possible simulation, trying to find another explanation. Geological, biological, chemical. The models just didn't work. No known natural process could account for the sheer quantity of DMS without accompanying signatures. Scientists gathered, online and in person, to weigh evidence. The Webb telescope is dedicating even more observation time to K218b. They hope to gather more data that can confirm or deny this startling theory. This changes our perspective on the Fermi paradox. Maybe we've been looking for the wrong signs. Maybe advanced civilizations don't last very long. Perhaps the great filter is internal, managing the power of one's own technology. K218b may be a warning. It's not a sentence of doom, it's a reason for wisdom, a call to action. It gives us a cosmic perspective on our responsibilities. We have the technology to change our course. This discovery can unite us, motivate us to act. We began by asking a simple question: are we alone? The James Webb Space Telescope has given us a complicated and profound new answer. You may not be alone, but you should be careful. The future is not written. What we see in the sky is a possibility, not a destiny. It is up to us to listen, to learn, and to grow. So the next time you find yourself under a dark, clear sky, look up. Think about the light and the stories it carries. The universe is speaking in the language of light and chemistry. The journey has only just begun. Please like and subscribe to Cosmic Discover.